bit of laundry. And but she was cooking 3 hot meals a day, and sometime between, when she got caught up, she would take in a, laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And back in them days, you wash a whole bundle of clothes, basket of clothes, and you didn't get a dollar, dollar and a half to the highest for it. Wash it, iron it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all you got back in them days. And she done all her homework and then done that on the side every once in a while.
Wow. So, where you live, what did they call that settlement? Did they have a name for it?
We didn't live in a settlement. We was something like in a cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
The settlements was surrounding us somewhere half a mile or 2 miles away, like that. And so we was, by being a farmer, we was off to ourselves. So we didn't have no close relatives
Mm-hmm.
that we can go play with,
Mm-hmm.
because we go to work. When we feed up all the animals, stuff like that, it's time to go to bed. We get up in the morning, we feed the animals up, and we feed ourselves, it's time to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So we stayed busy all the time. We didn't have time to run the streets and play with other kids like the other kids didn't have nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
None.
What kind of work did you do?
I done farm work
Mm-hmm.
with my dad when
Mm-hmm.
I got up in the teenagers. I would go out and pick up little odds and ends,
Mm-hmm.
picking fruit, working on the hay ranch or farm, helping other people in time to stay home and work for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And how did you learn how to build houses?
Well, my brother in Orlando, Orange County rather,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he learned it, but he was doing construction work.
Mm-hmm.
He came home to visit one day
Mm-hmm.
and talked with me, and I wasn't working at the time. He asked me, he said, "Oh, why don't you come live with him
Mm-hmm.
and labor for him?" And so I did.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't last very long because he didn't treat me like I thought he was going to treat me. So I left him and went out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I started working with different crews to do construction work, and I picked up the idea.
Mm-hmm.
When I began to learn how to do a little bit, I came back to Brooksville,
Mm-hmm.
and I started picking fruit,
Mm-hmm.
working on the farm, different areas.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing didn't come to me that would be good as going back to construction work. So that's what I did. From time to time, job to job, I began to learn and learn and learn till I got where I learned enough I can go out and master a job on my own.
And you were called like a block mason?
Construction worker.
Oh,
I
okay.
done, I done construction working,
Mm-hmm.
but I subcontract. I got license,
Mm-hmm.
insurance, and bonding, and I went out and got jobs. And I
Mm-hmm.
hired somebody to work for me, with
Oh.
me, and for me.
Mm-hmm. How long did you do that?
Well, I done it off and on for 25, 30 years. I
Oh.
couldn't last because I couldn't get nobody to work for me like they're supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
They would work one day and they wanted their money. And I was able to pay them off every day or night. They wanted the money. They might come to work tomorrow, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Then here I got a job. I was supposed to work every day, and my helper, he worked whenever he wanted to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I couldn't last very long because I didn't have no help.
Mm-hmm.
I done what I could by myself, for myself. But I feel like that's what's causing part of my sickness now.
Mm-hmm.
Done too much hard work by myself and couldn't get nobody to help me.
Mm-hmm. So how long have you lived in this house?
I've been here right now about 20 years.
20 years. And you built this house
Yes, I
on
did.
your own? Okay. So, what year did your dad pass away?
1963,
1963. And he's buried over in Spring Hill?
Spring Hill Cemetery.
And your mom is buried over there as well?
Yes.
And how did your mom pass away?
I really don't know. She wasn't a real old lady, but she was sick from hard work and busting a whole lot of kids. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the way I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she worked hard all her life
Mm-hmm.
during the time I'm big enough to know and remember.
Mm-hmm.
And so having 12 other kids living and lost one,
Mm-hmm.
that make 12 and 1 is 13.
Mm-hmm.
And all I know she do is just work hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was getting up in age, she began to get sicker. And back in them days, black people couldn't go to the hospital and lay up to be treated like they're supposed to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
You go in the back door, you slept in the back room, the doctor would come to your house, the house call back in them days.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't no such thing as a black person going to the hospital laying up unless a lady had a child, something like that. You go in one door and come out the other.
Mm. Who was the doctor back then?
Well, so many doctors back there, Dr. Cougar, Creekmore, Dr. Harvest, so many of them. And back in them days, you didn't go to the hospital, the doctor would came to you. You go to the next person had a telephone,
Mm-hmm.
you call that doctor, and the doctor would come to you night or day.
Mm-hmm.
So wasn't too many people laying up in the hospital trying to get well.
Mm-hmm. So you were born in 2028.
Yes.
So did y'all didn't have any vehicles?
No, we didn't have no vehicle.
Y'all had
We had horses and wagons, buggies,
mm-hmm.
and then my daddy he didn't own a car his own. He had a one. I remember once or twice he had an old car.
Mm-hmm.
Was given to him from his boss man, but it didn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
Model T or Model E, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on he got a little pickup truck, which he didn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, he never did own no car.
Who was his boss man at that time?
H.C. Harry Michael.
Mm-hmm. And he worked for him until he died?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you remember your grandfather?
Julius Roach.
Mm-hmm.
I know my mother's side, Julius Roach.
Mm-hmm.
But on my daddy's side, I didn't know my granddaddy because he passed away before I was born or before I got to know him.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little about Julius Roach?
No, I didn't know too much about him. But he was I didn't know what he done for a living, but I know he lived on Zarland Avenue
Mm-hmm.
in Brooksville.
Mm-hmm.
He tell me he had 100 and some acres of land
Mm-hmm.
down on 19 west of Brooksville,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't know about. It was tell me it was a city down there.
Mm-hmm.
It was a city before Brooksville.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it was something like a sawmill camp. People worked and lived on the job site.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell me that he and his wife and family had 100 and some acres of land down there,
Mm-hmm.
which was ahead of my time. I don't know whether it's true or not, but that's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And back in them days, if a black person had some land, a white man wanted it, he had a way of beating you out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he got it for nothing. And he put you right where he wanted you to be.
So how was Brooksville back then?
Well, I only can speak during the time that I know. During my time coming up, Brooksville was just about as rough as a rough can get.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard from the older people over me,
Mm-hmm.
it still was worse. And I know myself, going to the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
you get grocery, if somebody was in there ahead of you, regardless who it was, if it was white, you had to sit back and wait until they ordered whatever they wanted and got out of line. Then you walk up and they will ask you, what do you want, boy?
Mm.
And you say, I want a nickel worth of this, a dime worth of that, a 15 cent worth of that. They give it to you, you pay them, and that was it. If a white person come in during the time he was waiting on you, depending on who you were,
Mm-hmm.
he would stop waiting on you and catch the white person regardless of who he was.
Mm.
And you couldn't say nothing about it.
Mm. Who was the stores? What stores they had
I
open?
can't remember who the store was, but I remember that's the way time was back in them days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my daddy used to tell me a lot of time, before my time, they had to work 6 days a week, which is a day's work from daylight to dark. They might get off a half a day Saturday and go to town with a croaker sack, and they couldn't hardly tote $5 of groceries they had in a sack. They might have 2, 3, 4, 5 miles to walk, maybe further.
Mm-hmm.
And the white people, the way they had fun with the black people, they know what route they went, and they go ahead of them and get in the bushes when they come along with this grocery in their sack. They would jump out the bush and take out them, and you had to outrun them. You waste your food or didn't waste it. If you done something bad enough, they want to do something to you. If you outrun them and beat them home, they tell me that they would burn the house down and flush out, do what they wanted to do to you.
Mm.
Castrate you, or kill you, whatever. And the law didn't do nothing about it.
Mm.
So therefore the lawyer and all the rest of them was crooks together.
Mm-hmm.
And he tell me many times, if a white man always sneaks around and went with the black women, gotten killed by them,
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't do nothing, couldn't say nothing about it. And if the black man found out the white man was going to his wife, he better not sit on her about it. If he did, he'd come up missing and he had to leave town. And so people worry about the colors. A lot of this colors come from the white man going with the black women.
Mm-hmm.
They never paid no child support and didn't allow a black man to look at a white woman hard. If he did, he better leave town or he used to come up missing.
Hmm. Well, tell me about the time that your grandmother Elizabeth waited Laine when she left Brooksville.
My grandmother,
Yes.
my uncle Jim told me that him and his mother was on the creek washing clothes. They hang them on the bushes and let them dry, then take them in and tow them back home. Said he was 16 years old. All the rest of his sisters and brothers were grown and left home but him. Says a group of white people come out of the bushes and took after them. They started running and beat them home. So after he got home, they turned around and went on back where they were going. So it scared them so bad, him and his mother went out and hitched the horse up to the wagon and put whatever they had that they can get on the wagon and left with the Tampa and never come back to Brooksville to live no more. So that made all of his family left Brooksville but my daddy, who was Stephen Laine.
Mm-hmm. Do you know any other instances like that where people just jump up and leave town? Family members?
See, back in them days, a lot of stuff went on, but never mentioned, talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So you heard about it, but you didn't know for sure
Mm-hmm.
was it true or not. But during my life coming up, I heard so much about things that happened in Brooksville, I just couldn't imagine how could people continue to live here. I went to Atlanta